Hey guys, what's up? This is just going to be a very short little lesson in one very specific error that people make in chess. Now, has to be said, this is a 5-minute blitz game that I played this morning, and my opponent's rated 12.05. However, really shouldn't be making this mistake at that level. Okay, so we'll go through it, and we have the bishop's opening. And I played the Calabrese counter gambit. Now this is very spicy. I played another game that went this way as well today. My opponent played it much better, and it gets very, very messy. You know, eye gouging kind of game if you follow a better line. Anyway, here my opponent takes, which is not the right thing to do, but it is probably the most common move. Now, I think here I play d5. What I should do is play knight to f6 immediately to prevent queen h5 check, okay? Because this pawn is here, right? Anytime this pawn is here, then this queen move becomes deadly, because if you block it with g6, you've got pawn takes, and then the threat of pawn advances, attacking bishop and rook with a discovered check, all right? But I don't do that. I go straight for the d5 move. And my opponent, I mean, it's one mistake already, I guess, because he doesn't realise that he actually has a much greater counter strike, that he could just up the danger levels, as Levy would say, and come in with a check, and then think about what to do with the bishop. Anyway, he drops the bishop back straight away, and then I play knight f6, but a move too late. He plays d3, wanting to get this bishop out into play. I would guess the bishop's probably going to come here. And I grab the pawn back. So, very, very nice situation for black. We've given up a pawn each, but I'm ahead in development and I'm ahead in central control. So, pretty ideal, because white has spent 2 moves moving this bishop. That's the issue. Okay, now the bishop comes out to pin, yeah. And I develop my bishop now, eyeing up f2. So I'm quite, if he wants to take here, I'm quite happy. I can take back the queen or the pawn. I can develop my knight. I can castle long. Very nice situation. And now he brings out his queen. So we're getting close to the critical point. I now play bishop to g4, hitting his queen. And we have an interesting situation. His queen is under attack. And what he decides to do is counter-attack. Now, figure this out for yourself. So, his thought process is, all right, black's attacking my queen. I can take a piece and attack black's queen. But here's what you've got to do. You've got to think about the continuation, right? Don't go, you attack my queen, I attack yours, so I take, you take, I take your queen, you take my bishop, I recapture. Right? Now, but always have to bear in mind that your opponent does not have to play the exact moves in that exact order, because you've got to think about the continuation. Now, from here, on white side of the board, what else is weak? We've got the g2 pawn and this rook here, right? So he takes, and now I take his queen, he takes my queen, I take g2, and his rook is a sitting duck. It cannot move. I'm going to recapture it. So yeah, he's welcome to a pawn. He can have a couple of pawns, I don't mind. Because right now, he is up a knight for a pawn, but I'm about to get his rook. So he grabs that, I grab the rook, okay? And now I'm up an exchange, a clean exchange. +2. He doesn't even grab this pawn now. He probably should have done. He pushes, which is just a blunder, because he drops his knight as well. Okay, and the game doesn't go on too much longer. But here's the point. Let's just go back to this position. Okay, so what he did was he went. Okay, I can take a piece and attack your queen. You take my queen, I take yours, and then stop thinking. Don't stop thinking. right? Anytime you find yourself get to a point where you go, oh, that'll do, right? The guy's used 22 seconds of a 5-minute clock. Yeah, he can afford to take a bit longer. And how long did he spend on this move? 5.4 seconds. He takes, I then spend 10 seconds, and it's not, you know, this is 10 seconds very well invested. Yeah, I go, okay, I mean, I can't just recapture. I take queen, you take queen, I have this, and the rook is gone. It's not too difficult to figure out. And I just think this is so common, you know, to ignore the continuation of a sequence of captures. And it's a really good example of poor time management on behalf of my opponent here as well. So, you know, if that's something that you do in your games, cut that shit out. Gotta follow it through. Gotta think it through till the end. Okay? So here material is equal. Da, 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 and now he's down in exchange. Simple as that. And there are actually 2 pawns sitting here that he could have captured. In fact, no, not this one, because it's actually defended by my bishop. But this one is probably there for the taking. But yeah, just cut it out. You know, if you do that, that's the kind of stuff that will just hold you back in your development for the sake of just a couple more seconds of thought, right? That's it. So very quick lesson, but a very, very common deadly sin. Right, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.